What is up, guys? My name's Steve. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm just an American guy on a journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Today, we're going to react to changes to the British royal titles since the death of Queen Elizabeth II. I have no idea what the different titles are. I've heard of Duke and Duchess and Countess and things like that, but I really don't know what they mean. So I kind of thought a video like this would kind of help me understand a little bit more about the titles themselves, and also obviously what exactly has changed since the death of Queen Elizabeth. So let's go ahead and check this out.
This is Matt Baker. Today I'm going to show you the changes in royal titles that have occurred since the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. So this is what the line of succession looked like just prior to the death of the Queen. And this is what it looks like now.
Okay.
The most important change is, of course, that Prince Charles is now King Charles III.
Okay,
There
yeah.
had been some speculation over what regnal name he would choose, because monarchs actually do get to choose their name, but it was revealed during the Prime Minister's speech on the day that the Queen died that he had chosen Charles III. The other possibility had been George VII, being that most British kings since 1714 have gone by George.
Wait. I didn't know that. So they literally get to choose, they can change their name? Wow. To any name, or does it have to be like a name that is specific to the royal family?
For example, the Queen's father had actually been called Albert, but when he became king, he was known as George VI.
Wow.
Even though he had a younger brother named George. Camilla is now Queen Consort. It had previously been thought that she would use the title Princess Consort. However, during Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, the Queen announced that Camilla would use the term Queen Consort. Now, keep in mind that there is a difference between the type of queen that Queen Elizabeth was and the type of queen that Camilla is. Queen Elizabeth was a queen regnant, meaning that she was the reigning monarch, not her husband. However, Camilla is a queen consort, meaning that she's the wife of the monarch.
Right.
The last time that the UK had a queen consort was in 1952. When Queen Elizabeth's mother, also called Elizabeth, held that role. She was not.
So, was Queen Elizabeth's mother, Mary, was she already of royal family, or was she kind of like, what's her name? Where's she at? Catherine. I don't believe Catherine was royal family. I believe she just married in. And obviously I don't think Meghan was of royal family either. So was Queen Elizabeth's mother, was she already of royal family? If that makes any sense.
Meaning that she's the wife. Elizabeth's mother, also called Elizabeth, held that role. She was not, however, Elizabeth I. Queen consorts don't get numbers. Queen Elizabeth I was the famous queen that reigned during Shakespeare's time. Now, as soon as the Queen passed, Charles's firstborn son William became both the Duke of Cornwall in England and the Duke of Rothesay in Scotland, because those titles are automatically given to any male who is first in line to the throne. Now, he already held the title Duke of Cambridge, so he is now a Duke 3 times over. In England, he's the Duke of Cornwall in Cambridge. Cornwall comes first because it's the higher title, and his wife is the Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge.
So, this is interesting. So, I just noticed this, that the 3 kids of William will be up in line before Harry. That's so interesting.
Their Rothesay titles are only used when they are in Scotland. However, the day after the Queen's death, King Charles bestowed upon William the additional title of Prince of Wales. Now, this is something that did not happen automatically. The king had to actually bestow it. Traditionally, ever since the year 1301, the title has almost always been bestowed upon the heir apparent to the English or later the British throne. Prior to this, the title had been used by actual Welsh monarchs who ruled the Principality of Wales, which was an independent monarchy that existed from 1216 to 1283.
Wow.
However, in 1283,
That's
Wales
crazy.
became part of the Kingdom of England, and hence the title is now used as more of a ceremonial one, rather than being an actual title that indicates who's in charge of Wales. Now, because William is the new Prince of Wales, this means that his wife, Catherine, is the new Princess of Wales. The title Princess of Wales being simply a courtesy title. The last person to use it was, of course, William's mother, Diana.
That's true.
Camilla
Okay.
had the right to use it as well, but she chose not to, and prior to becoming Queen Consort, she was known as the Duchess of Cornwall. Previously, William and Kate's 3 children used the phrase of Cambridge after their names. However, they will now use the phrase of Wales. Their
Interesting.
places in the line of succession have also gone up, with William's son George, in particular, now being second in line to the throne instead of third. Now, some people have asked why Harry is not second. Well, the reason is because European titles are usually passed down, not across, a system known as primogeniture. Keep in mind that if primogeniture was not used, this would mean that Andrew would be first in line, followed
Right.
by Edward, rather than William,
Right.
followed by George. And speaking of Harry, he does move up from 6 to 5 in the line of succession.
Oh, yeah,
But
okay.
he and Meghan did not receive any new titles. In case you were thinking that the second-born son always receives the title Duke of York, no, this is not the case. Traditionally, a second-born son does often receive this title, but only if it is not already held by someone else. And currently, the title is held by the king's brother Andrew, so basically it's unavailable. However, there is one big change that has occurred with regard to Harry and Meghan's family. Their children Archie and Lilibet are now officially a prince and princess.
They weren't before?
In order to be a British prince or princess, one has to be either a child of a monarch, a grandchild in a male line, or a child of the heir's eldest son.
Okay.
Previously, William and Kate's children met the requirement, but Harry and Meghan's did not.
Right. That
However,
makes
now
sense.
that they are the grandchildren of the king in a male line, they are automatically prince and princess. Now, whether or not their parents will actually choose to let them use those titles is yet to be seen. In a similar scenario, Prince Edward's 2 children were automatically born prince and princess, but their parents chose to have them use lesser titles instead. So those are the main changes, but let me point out a few more things. Obviously, everyone else moves up 1 place in the line as well, but I won't go through everyone because I actually did that in a previous video earlier this year. I'll link to that in the description if you want to learn more about some of the quote-unquote lesser royals. However, I will remind everyone that both Harry and Andrew are still in the line of succession, even though in both cases they are not official working members of the royal family, albeit for very different reasons. Basically, the only thing that can remove you from the line of succession is death, or actually becoming the monarch and then quickly abdicating. One more title that is likely to change soon is that of the king's youngest brother, Edward. He is currently known as the Earl of Wessex. However, it has long been known that he will eventually be named the Duke of Edinburgh. This title was previously held by the king's father, Prince Philip, but it automatically passed to Charles when Philip died. However, now that Charles is king, the title has basically gone extinct because a king cannot officially hold any lesser titles. This now means that he can bestow it anew on whoever he chooses, and it's almost certain that he'll bestow it on Edward. From there, it will presumably pass to his son James, and then on to James's son if he has one. The king's only sister is currently known as the Princess Royal, a title traditionally given to a monarch's eldest daughter. But again, a person
okay.
can only
I was
receive
asking
the
about-
title
I was wondering
if
about
it is
that.
available. For example, Queen Elizabeth was never Princess Royal, even though she was the eldest daughter of a king. This is because during the entire time that George VI was king, the title was held by his sister Mary. If Princess Anne were to die anytime soon, the title would become vacant because Charles does not have any daughters. However, if Anne dies when William is king, then presumably the title will be bestowed upon William's daughter,
Charlotte. Okay.
Charlotte. I should also point out that it's possible that Louis may someday be given the title Duke of York, as this title has traditionally been given to second-born sons. And unless the king decides to strip Andrew of his title and give it to Harry, the next person who's likely to get it will probably be Louis, sometime after William is king. Okay, so that was a look at some of the changes that have occurred since the passing of Britain's longest reigning monarch of all time. Thanks for watching.
Whoa, let's see this. I want to pull this back up. Where is it? Okay, there we go. That was interesting. It did answer some of my questions, but I still don't really understand what the word like Duke or Duchess means exactly. What becomes of you? Like, does it mean that you earn more of an income, or is it just kind of just like a title? It doesn't really change anything for your life, or does it change things in your life significantly? So you got the Duke, you got the Duchess, you got the well, there's other ones, aren't there? The Earl, the Countess. Are there other ones? I'm guessing Brooksbank is an area. And I also don't quite understand. So the changing of the area. So now all of Prince William's kids are of Wales. I guess that sounds like that is a bigger title, a greater title than, say, of York, of Mapelli Mosey, Brooksbank, Windsor, Phillips, Wessex. So I'm still confused on what the difference. I don't know if you understand. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, okay, so you got the Duke, you got the Duchess, you got the Earl, you got the Countess, you got the Prince, you got the Princess. So what happens to you exactly to, like, how does your life improve when you get a new title? And also, like, what is the difference in the usage of the area, like Wales, Sussex, and whatnot? I hope I'm explaining what I'm trying to ask there correctly. But wow, do you guys actually know all of this stuff by heart, or is this kind of just something you'd have to go look up, like the different things, Duke, Duchess, and all that? Because, like, it seems so confusing. But this is the first time I'm really looking at it, so I guess I would understand it a little bit more as I get to looking at it. Anyways, guys, that was interesting. I wonder who started the whole thing where it gets passed down instead of across. I find that interesting. I already knew that it went from Charles to William, and down, but it's interesting why it doesn't. You would think it would go Charles to Andrew, or I guess, to Edward to Anne, and then it would go back to William and then Harry. But why is that? Where did the benefit in that come from? What was the thinking behind that? It's interesting. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button. If you have any comments, suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And also, don't forget to subscribe to continue joining me on my journey to discover my British and Irish ancestry. Until next time, guys, peace.